music course. We are getting into some exciting stuff now. It's getting a little harder. I know it's taking more time now. You're probably needing to practice about 30 minutes a day in order to keep up with all of this. I hope you're enjoying the songs that I'm giving you. Please comment and let me know which ones are your favorites, so that I know which ones to teach you first as we learn to play the notes. So in our last lesson, we were talking about hand frame and actually playing a note on the string. So coming up to hand frame, remembering that our fingers spread this direction, never this direction. This equals tension. This is the way you want to spread. As an accordion fan, reaching back with 1 and forward with 4. Okay? Always moving as we set up. And we're going to pull our elbow in for the G string. We're going to check 4 with open D. Then we're going to move by tipping our elbow back. Remember also that we're hanging our arm weight on the string to push the string down. 4 on the D string matches open A. 4 on the A string matches open E. And each time we're doing that string crossing with the elbow. Keep practicing swinging your elbow, that little exercise that we worked on, to make sure your thumb does not grip. Let's go over all of the flashcards that we've learned up to this point. So we have a quarter note, gets 1 count. A quarter rest, 1 count, equal to a quarter note. A half note, 2 counts. A half rest, 2 counts. Whole note, 4 counts. Whole rest hangs below the line because it's heavier, 4 counts. From several lessons ago, we have the music stuff, 5 lines, 4 spaces. The treble clef sign, also known as the G clef. A bar line, which separates the music into measures. Also, we learned the double bar, which marks where the end of a piece is at. And then we have the note reading flashcards for the treble clef space notes. They spell the word face from bottom to top, F-A-C-E. And then we have the line notes phrase, every good boy does fine, E, G, B, D, F. Keep reviewing those lots and lots, a couple of times a day at least. Take them with you, take them to the park on a nice day, whatever works for you. I'm including a link in the video for you to go download the answer key to our halfway review test. So go check your answers and let me know how you did. Let's take our hand frame exercises one more step, and we're going to play several notes today. We're going to play a 5-note scale. So bringing your violin up to position, always starting down here with hand frame. Let's carefully come up soft and relaxed, moving from the big knuckles here, making sure that our wrist stays soft and our hand is soft too. Keep that motion going all the way to the strings. And we are going to do this first actually on the A string, but remember we sat on the G, so we pull our elbow all the way in, our fingers are past the strings, come to the G string, relax to the D, and relax to the A. I'm starting with the A string because it seems to be easier to get a good sound out of the A string at first. Hopefully you have muscle memory established now to know where the 4th finger is to open E. Alright, so with 4th finger in tune and our shape established with an inch here, these two close together, an inch here and an inch to the nut, approximately. Those aren't perfect measurements, but approximately. That is our shape. Go ahead and with all 4 fingers hanging on the string to push it down, let's do 4, 3, 2, 1, time, and notice that I keep my fingers in the hand frame shape while I come down. I still have my shape hovering just above the strings so that I can go right back down, adjust them maybe a little bit, but pretty much right back down, and do it again. And then to do it on the D string, you would just pull your elbow in a little bit. Check 4 first, and we go. G string, pull that elbow in and keep your shoulder relaxed. Okay, then I would go back this way, and the last one I would try is the E string. So I'm going to give you some music for a couple of scales that you can do just like that. We also want to learn the 8th note. Now in 8th note, just like in fractions, an 1/8 is half of a quarter. So how many counts do you think an 8th note gets? If a quarter note gets 1 count, then an 8th note is going to get a half a count. So there are 2 1/8 notes in 1 count, or 2 1/8 notes in a quarter note. The 8th note rest reminds me of an apostrophe. It's kind of a funny shaped little guy, but and you should be learning how to draw all of these notes and symbols so that you can write your own music. So the 8th rest, of course, gets half of a count also. 2 1/8 rests would be the same amount of time as 1 quarter rest. In music, in order to know how many counts are in each measure, we use what's called a time signature. Now, the time signature is only on the first line of your music, whereas a key signature will show up on every line, and we'll learn more about key signatures later. But the time signature looks like a fraction. And so let's say you have a 4/4 time signature. The top 4 tells you how many counts are in each measure. The bottom number of the fraction tells you what type of note is going to be equal to 1 beat or 1 count. So 4/4 time signature means that there are 4 quarter notes or the equivalent in each measure. For example, if you were to have a 2/4 time signature, you would only have 2 quarter notes in each measure. Later on, we'll learn more complicated time signatures like 3/2, for example. So there would be 3 counts in each measure, and the bottom number is a 2, which means that the half note is only getting 1 count. Now that's kind of weird, and don't let me confuse you here, but that would mean that there was 3 half notes in every measure. On our worksheets this week, I'm going to be mixing up the space notes and line notes that you were memorizing with your flashcards. So we call these kind of worksheets note speller pages. So go ahead and fill those in as best you can. Go ahead and look back if you need to, but try to look as little as possible and try to just do it from memory, or use the stair step or ladder technique to walk up and down the music staff or the alphabet in order to figure those out. Thanks for watching lesson 6, and we've got more exciting things coming in lesson 7, so be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Check out the playlist that I've created with all of these videos if you have missed any. I'm going to include a link to the playlist. Be sure to comment and let me know what you think. Give me some thoughts, give me some feedback. I will see you next week for lesson 7.